Dane, what's up, man? How you doing today?
Oh, pretty good. Just glad we're back in the saddle again and season five's rolling along and can't wait for more great stories.
Full swing, man. Full
Yeah,
swing.
absolutely.
I'm giddy, as you can see. You guys see my shirt. I'm repping some Kansas City Current, man. I got a story for you. Season one, we were blessed before we knew the video technology to get a chance to speak with Coach Lloyd Yaxley from his days of KC
Yeah.
Current, and we became super fans since that time. Watched them. Have just can't get enough, man. I think the KC Current movement, women's sports, what the Mahomes are doing to make this team just so publicly known. The talent,
Yeah.
Ellie Wills, of course, Izzy Rodriguez. They just are a powerhouse. Number one
Right.
number one in the entire league right now with 14 victories right now by 5 games. Had a great match last night, Dane. Ellie had a nice goal 50 seconds in. I'm sitting over here at
Yeah.
home. You could hear me across the street, like, oh my gosh, she's crushing it. Let's
So
go.
I think I heard you
Like,
across town on
yeah,
that
yeah, you
one.
heard me across town. And so obviously our love for soccer, you and I both, it goes way back. And over time, I connected with Coach Lucas Rodriguez. He's one of the coaches from the KC
Yeah.
Current. Nice guy, super nice guy, knowledgeable, talented. Probably forgets more about soccer in a day than I'll ever learn. He's just a young guy with a wealth of knowledge. So I've
Yeah.
been wanting a long time to do it. And finally, season five is here. We locked him in. So it's our honor to bring on the guest of the day, Lucas Rodriguez. Coach, how you doing, my friend?
Doing good. Thank you guys for having me, and congratulations on season five.
Thank you,
Oh,
sir.
thank you. Thank you.
Honor, man. Again, congrats on the win last night. I'm glad you got some rest and got home. I was a busy guy, so I honor your time and value your
Yep.
time. I'm gonna jump into some questions for you, Coach. When I look at you and what you've done here, obviously number one team in the league, amazing work. It didn't start here though. I know Coach Lucas, maybe your playing days before that, maybe when you were playing growing up, maybe this was like a little league thing. Walk me through when playing soccer, the love of it began for you. How did you begin getting involved in soccer?
Yeah. So first of all, I am originally from Argentina, and Argentina is a type of country where the culture of soccer is almost like religion. Most
Yeah.
of the kids back home start playing around the age of 4, and that
Wow.
was the case for me. I'm from Buenos Aires originally, and so I started playing soccer in multiple clubs in Argentina, and then when I was around 14 years old, I moved to United States, came straight to Kansas City, went to high school here, did college as well in Kansas City, and then eventually I was able to make the team in Minnesota, which is today's Minnesota United in the
Right.
MLS.
Right.
Played there for about 5 years, and then I also played professional indoor soccer in the MASL for 10 years for Kansas City
Wow.
Comets.
Oh,
Wow,
wow.
man. So
Nice.
this has been your whole life's journey, man. It's like almost like no choice. Soccer is just what you do, right? Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah,
I tell Dane all the time, Coach Lucas, when I watch what you do as an athlete, because I knew about your days, in the pro league, which is really cool. I think it's the most talented athletes on the planet. To be able to play it and coach it, you do both. Not only can you
Yeah.
back it up, but you can play. And my hat goes off to you, man, because you do things that are not human. Like,
Yeah.
seriously, you know. But then go ahead, man.
Yeah. Well, whenever you started playing, I know Argentina, like you said, it's a religion down there. I mean, you guys have a rich history from Diego Maradona. I mean, those days, I mean, I was fortunate enough to be a young man watching him play, and it's something that's ingrained to every youngster down there. What was the journey for you going from, your playing days to finally deciding, I'm going to go ahead and stay around this and I'm going to coach? What was the journey from transitioning from pro to coach in your life?
yeah. So for me personally, I was very blessed. I had an opportunity at the time. This was 5 years ago, the first year of Kansas City Current.
Mhm.
I was coaching youth soccer in Kansas City Athletics in ECNL program, and my director at the time, Coach Hugh Williams. He's from Wales originally. He's a
Mhm.
well-known coach in
Yeah.
Kansas City.
Hmm.
Everybody knows him. He knows everybody, been around the game in the NWSL as a GM and as an assistant before. And I got to work with him, became really good friends. And when the KC Current came back in town 5 years ago, he got appointed as a head coach of the team. And he called me and he said, "Hey, I want you to be involved. I want you to be part of the coaching stuff and that I'm putting together." And at the time, I was playing with the Kansas City Comets in town, and we were in preseason. And I was also in the U.S. soccer futsal national team. I had gone to camp in Chicago at the time, and when he gave me a call, I was surprised and very grateful for him to think of me, and I basically had to give everything up just to
Yeah.
go into the professional coaching world, and that's what I did. I called the Comets coach at the time, and the coach of the U.S. Futsal national team, and I told them what was going on, and they were very happy for me. Coach Leo Gibson and Dusan from the national team, and they were
Mhm.
happy for me, and that's when the journey began.
Wow, man.
Wow.
Just it's neat that, obviously I respect to all coaches, but to go while you're playing and being asked to coach while you're still in your prime, like you're in it, you're still on fire, you're rolling through it. What a cool like player coach mentality. You know the game intimately. You're not even done playing, and people are like, I want your knowledge, I want to pick your brain. It just shows how much influence you have on the sport from the early days, like you
Yeah,
said.
absolutely.
Obviously, people want to be around you because you know the game. You eat, sleep, and breathe it, man. Your influence is huge. It's very, very clear how much you put into the team. It's no accident you're part of the team in the current number one. I mean, by a margin, doing phenomenal. So the influence is there. I'm curious, man, maybe nowadays, maybe different times of your life, a couple of your influences, maybe somebody current versus somebody younger. Who's some of the influences on you as a player and or coach, you know?
Mm.
Yeah, I would say two of the people that come to mind right away when I get asked these type of questions is number one. I have to give credit and mention head coach now, Coach Vlatko Andonovsky.
Mhm.
I had the privilege of playing for him for about 80 years with the Kansas City Comets before and prior to that as well.
Mm.
And now being able to work in his staff is an honor for me. It kind of comes full circle because he coached me for so many years, and now I get to be a part of his
That's
staff. And
cool.
the amount of
Wow.
hours and dedication that he puts into work, obviously, it's no surprise that he's in first place. And he's done a great job. He's very detail oriented. He's the hardest working man in the room, and
Mhm.
it's really fun and proud feeling for me to be
Yeah.
able to see him succeed. And obviously his career
Right.
speaks for himself. He's a winning coach, and
Wow.
I'm just blessed to be around him.
I'd love to be a fly on
Mm.
the wall in that room, watching you and him together, just breaking down plays. Wouldn't that be awesome, Dane, to just be like a
Oh
student all day,
yeah.
just watch you guys break stuff down? I would be quiet all day, and I'm never quiet. Just let me listen. Let me just absorb, right? Go ahead, Dane.
Yeah. And two, before I go to number four, whenever you guys came, it's a tribute to you to how hard you've worked that he asked you to be on his team. Have you noticed any difference in maybe transition from not only the men's to women's game, but also the styles? I know different portions of the world play a different style of soccer. Was there any adjustments you had to make as far as in your
Mm,
approach to the game, going from where you grew up and how you played in your home country to how it's played here in America?
wow.
Yeah, I mean that's a good question. To be honest, obviously I have been longer in United States now that I've been in
Mm.
Argentina, so you do get influenced by the culture, the style of play, and the type of players
Yeah.
in this country. But I came in even from day one being in the club. I was able to honor to work under four different coaches. Blanco is the fourth head coach within the club history,
Mhm.
and you have to be able to adapt and adjust. And as an assistant coach, I feel like my role is to make his life easier
Mm,
and try to help him in any way, shape, or form. Make sure he's on the field and off the field. Make sure that he's healthy. That anything that we can do for him to facilitate his job, because he wears a lot of hats. He does a lot
Yeah.
of work on and off the field for the club, and just try to think of different ideas and things to make his life easier.
Yeah.
And he's really good at about involving all his coaches within the staff, and then you learn over time that you can suggest ideas, and sometimes they're gonna say, I like the idea, and sometimes we're gonna go in a different direction
Right.
Yeah.
as a unit, and you have to be okay with it and understand that we're all a team, and just adapt to different coaches' philosophies, and I think he does makes it easier for us to work around
Wow.
him.
I love
Oh,
that.
nice.
Awesome, man.
Absolutely.
That's
Now,
cool.
now going forward into the season, or I guess before the season started, did you guys have like a list of things that you wanted to accomplish this year? And maybe what are a couple of those things that you guys have looked forward to accomplishing as you go through this NWSL season?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, we don't try to we don't focus on the end goal too much. We focus one game at a time.
Yeah.
Last year when he first came in, we did really well. Had a fantastic season. Ended up losing in the playoffs to Orlando, in the semifinals, but we never really, dwell on things too much.
Right.
Yeah.
We know the type of group. Blacko has done a great job at surrounding himself with good people. And
Yeah.
when it comes to building the team, he did also a good job putting a group together with a lot of talent and
Oh yeah.
personalities that he's able to manage. And he's a winning coach. So I think we focus on trying to being effective.
Yeah.
We know that this league is very competitive,
Oh yeah.
and our jobs depend on results, right? So
Right.
we just focus game at a time. How can we be effective week in and week out, and then thankfully the results came along and
Mm.
makes it a little bit easier. Like we have a
Mm.
great environment for the players and the staff. We also, a lot of the coaches, we have history together, which makes things a little bit smoother,
Yeah.
if you will. But at the same time, once we put on the cleats and we step on the grass, we mean business. And
Yeah.
I'm very aware of that. Like I have a history with Coach Blanco, for example, and a really good friendship and work ethic. But I'm well aware that if I don't do my job, I'm out the door. Like there's
Right.
no messing around. So it's no surprise that he's a winning coach. He knows his stuff, and we also just trying to help and push the same direction, and hopefully
Wow.
finish the season on a good note.
It's so
Uh,
man, you're so accomplished, but you're so humble at the same time. It blows me away every time when I see somebody at your level so humble. Dan, I can't get away from it. It's like you have the right to be a little bit more arrogant than you are, but you're not. You're so like humble, thanking your team, and it just makes us love you that much more, coach. It's awesome.
yeah.
So, kind of
Absolutely.
a bonus question. I don't know, maybe down the road after a couple more seasons, have you ever crossed your mind? You ever think you'll want to be a head coach anywhere down the road or at this level now that you've experienced it? Or I mean, I think you'd be great at it, but what's your
Yeah.
thoughts on that down the road?
Yeah, I try to keep my head down and stay humble, be grateful. Like the reality is, when I came into this league, and no one really knew me, and I didn't really know a lot of people except for maybe Coach Vlaco and maybe one or two other coaches. So I had to be humble. I had no room to, I came from nowhere, so I
Mm,
I learned to I try to stick to four pillars. Be humble, work hard, do the best you can, be respectful,
mm,
and I feel like when people look at my career and they're, hey man, this guy's been in the club for a while now. To me, those are the four things that I try to do day in and
hmm.
day out, and I can't complain. I'm truly grateful to be able to be in this club that where the
Wow.
owners have shown their ambition, and they done a fantastic job, and be able to
That's
work with
cool.
people that are very professional and they're good at what they do, and
Yeah.
I'm just of course, in the future, would I like to be a head coach in the league? Yeah, yeah, I think that will be an awesome experience. But I also know that I have to do the time. I
Mm,
mean, I'm in no rush. I'm in a good
Yeah.
environment with good people, and I know Coach Blanco wants the best for me and for all the coaching stuff, and he wouldn't rush me if he felt like I'm not ready for things. So I'm
Yeah.
just taking one day at a time,
yeah.
continuing my education. I just recently applied to the pro license, which is the highest license in United States, and hopefully I can get in. And if not, just keep working and keep trying for the future. But there's steps to things, and I feel like when the time is ready, or it'll come when it's ready.
I love
Hmm.
that.
I don't want to rush things.
Enjoying the
Yeah,
ride, right? Just
awesome.
enjoying the ride still, right? Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fantastic.
absolutely.
That's cool, man. Like I said, well, the soccer world's better for it because you're in it, man. So whenever that time is right, we'll keep enjoying watching you, what you're doing. It's obviously working, but if that day ever comes, just as long as you please promise me you won't play for a Dallas team, okay? Or coach a Dallas team. I'm just kidding. We love you, Dallas. I'm just kidding. To some of our rivals. I'm just kidding. I'm going to transition into something that we call rapid fire, coach. I guarantee you, in all the interviews, all the media you've done, as your days as a player and as a coach, I promise you, this next segment, you've never had a segment like this. We're going to be weird. We're going to have fun. You're going to get weird. I love it. So imagine for a second, we got 5 questions. Reality doesn't exist. You can be a cartoon. You can go back in time. Nothing's off the table. And these 5 questions, Dane and I, what we're going to do, we've bet on what we think you're going to say. We're picking what we think you're going to say. Whoever gets the questions right gets lunch provided by the loser. Now, no pressure, coach, but I did lose last time. So, you know what I'm saying? If you can kind of throw me an easy victory here, I'll be okay with it. All right. So, again, no wrong answer. You don't have to answer rapidly, but just go with what you feel is right, and we'll tell you whether we bet right on you or not. Okay.
Sounds good.
Dan, you ready on this?
Yep, here we go.
So one of my favorite soccer comedy movies, I love Will Ferrell, Kicking It Old School, great movie. Everyone loves it. It's a great soccer movie. So they're going to make another installment of that. They're going to make a 2025 like second edition, and they ask you to be a part of it. You're going to be one of the actors in this movie, and you get to pick one of your co-stars to be in this movie with you. In the second chapter of Kicking It Old School, you can choose Vince Vaughn or Joe Pesci as your co-star in this movie. Which way are you going?
I think I will go with number 2.
Joe Pesci. I knew it, Dan. I knew it. I really knew it. I had a feeling, man, because it's got that like good guy, bad guy vibe. That's what I had. What about you, Dan?
I had Vince Vaughn on that.
Did you really? Okay, got
Oh
you.
yeah, that'd
All
have been a good back and forth.
Starting off right, man. Starting off right. Okay. So question 2, coach. You guys make it to the playoffs. We know you're going to. So game 1, you're asked to coach your team, but there's a little bit of a caveat. When you coach your players, you're not allowed to speak. You have to communicate with them using one of 2 things. You have to communicate during the game of the playoffs using an Etch-a-Sketch or using Scrabble in front of you. Etch-a-Sketch, Scrabble, coaching in the moment. Which way are you going?
I would say Scrabble.
Oh my gosh, I had Etch-a-Sketch. I get you just kind of like drawing lines and stuff, and that's, man, I had that one wrong. Danny, what about you? What do you have on that?
Oh, Scrabble, you can spell stuff out. You can use them as players. The tiles, you can use them to move around. Yeah.
Okay.
It's no brainer there.
Got you. Well, okay, fair enough. So moving on this topic, you make it to the championship and press conference before the game. You know, just like they do with media, they're going to ask you some questions. But you're on media row, and when they interview you, you're not allowed to give them regular answers. You have to respond to the media in this press conference using lyrics from one of these 2 songs. You can only respond to the media using lyrics from "This Is How We Do It" or "Hey Now, You're an All-Star." You have to use one of those 2 songs as your lyrics to respond to the media. This is how we do it. All-Star. Which way are you going?
This is how you do it.
Let's go. I had it. Dan, how about you on that one?
I was thinking All-Star because the position they're in, they got a lot of them on that team.
I hear it. It kind of writes itself, man. I get it. So question 4, coach, there's going to be an audio book. There's going to be a book written about you, another chapter of like the life of you way down the line, right? But they're going to have one of these 2 people do the voiceover for the audiobook of Coach Lucas Rodriguez's life, his career. You get to choose one of these 2 guys to be your vocal narrator of the Coach Lucas book. The 2 choices are Jack Nicholson or Steven Tyler to voice your audiobook. Which way are you going?
Jack Nicholson.
Let's go. I'm on a roll, Dan. Let's go. What'd you have, Dan, on that one?
Oh, I had Nicholson. That'd have been. That's a good one. That'd be.
Yeah.
Have to get that.
That'd be cool. It'd be a cool book, wouldn't it? You know, just
Oh yeah.
And in the early days when he was with Minnesota, I could just hear it going. It's awesome. So final question. Obviously we all love movies like Space Jam. I've seen them both. I love them. So they're gonna do a lot of movie questions tonight, man. So you're gonna get your own version of Space Jam, but it's soccer version. So you, Coach Lucas, get to have your soccer version of Space Jam using the cast of Bob's Burgers or the cast of Futurama. Bob's Burgers, Futurama. Which way you going?
That's a tough one. I think I said I gotta go with Bob's Burger.
I got it. 4 out of 5, Dane. 4 stars. I got you. Dane, which one do you have on that one?
Futurama. Man,
Did
that
you
was a
really?
tough one. That was a tough one. I was in the same
That,
boat as Coach. It's a tough one.
I can't wait for that movie to come out because I'll be there, man, on opening night. So, Coach, I appreciate you, man. That's just a little bit of a side segment we do called Rapid Fire. So, hope you enjoyed that. I appreciate you. Here's Dane for the final segment.
For this final segment, Coach, we call it open mic. We open the floor up to our guests to maybe talk to that younger generation, those up and coming stars, whether it's sports or music or whatever field they want to pursue. We ask our guests to maybe give them a couple of words of wisdom to kind of help them on their journey. Is there maybe a mantra or a philosophy that you followed throughout your career that kind of helped you to get to where you are? And if so, can you pass something on to maybe our younger generation to help them?
Sure. What comes to mind is the word grind. For me personally, when I came to United States, I quote unquote came with a backpack. I didn't speak any English, didn't get to bring much with me. Moved to Kansas City with my family, and my journey is I think is about doing what you can with what you have.
Mm,
And I see, obviously, being in the soccer world, and soccer has taken off in United States in general. You see a lot of talented young players, and we do watch a lot of players all over the country, youth players, national team players, college players all the time. We even have a scouting department for all this stuff as well, but the coaches are very much involved as well.
Mm,
And one of the things I see sometimes is, don't forget about the grinding part, because a lot of the times the players know they're good, or they know they're a talented player, they're the best player on their team maybe. And we when we analyze players or scout players for our environment, at least in I'm speaking on behalf of our environment, we appreciate grind, and I think
mm,
if you give me a player that will roll up the sleeves and do the little things right, and put effort into it, and you can just watching them play, you can see they're working hard. Doesn't matter if they're being successful or not, but we want to
mm.
see hard work, because when
wow.
you come into the professional league, everybody's good.
Yeah.
So you're most likely, if you're a young player coming to our environment, you're gonna have to, do all the little steps. You're not gonna be the best player in the locker room on day one. So the
Right.
the other thing that you have left over is, when you're in an environment where you're surrounded by talented players, who's willing to do the hard work more consistently. And so sometimes I
Hmm.
feel like, you know, there might be missed opportunities if all you can do is just show your talent. But when it comes to hard work, people have to push you or remind you, or, it just doesn't come in naturally. That's something that you can see. And
Mm,
so
Mm.
when I'm watching younger players, yes, we do appreciate talent, but I also want to see hard work. If you have
wow.
both things together, then you have a better chance for sure.
That's crazy, man. Because
Absolutely.
Dane and I talk about this. We coach youth sports in our town in Kansas. We're in Wichita. We coach youth sports along with the program, and it's neat to see that at a pro level like yours, at the top of the top, it's still the same expectations that Dane and I talk about. Dane, it's hard
Yeah.
work beats talent, right, Dane? We say that.
Yeah.
It's neat to
Yeah.
see that, right? What'd you say?
Yeah. Yeah. Like they say, hard work is always going to beat talent if talent's lazy. I mean,
Mm,
you see it all the time, all these, even now, you see a lot of college players coming up, maybe one's at a top level D1, or maybe somebody comes from a Division 2. But if that Division 2 player has talent and they work hard, they'll
wow.
get a
Yeah.
shot. So
The other reason why I mentioned that as well is, like, for instance, this couple days ago in San Francisco, it was 40,000 fans at the Oracle Park,
That's
which
awesome.
mhm.
was a record breaking for the league in attendance. It's going to be tough to play in that environment, and
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
what are you going to do? What are you going to rely on when things get tough? Like, we just came back from Portland. They always have an amazing crowd. They do a great job with their fan interaction and engagement.
Yeah.
And those games are tough. You're not going to be able to hear the coach's instruction from the sideline. You're going to
Hmm.
be making mistakes. You're going to have a lot of people shouting. It's gonna be really, really loud. So you have to understand. We were talking about before the game against Portland that we just came. Coach Blacko mentioned we're gonna suffer. We just have
Mm,
to see how much are we willing to suffer. Are you prepared to understand that we will suffer? So
wow,
don't let those moments surprise you. This is a tough environment, and
that's
if
cool.
we're mentally prepared to put in the hard work, we have a chance. And so I think that's where the hard work mentality piece comes into mind, because you're gonna be in tough environments, and if you don't know how to grind, or if that's not embedded in your playing style, then you could struggle more than
Mm,
than other
Yeah,
man,
players.
that's such a
yeah,
refreshing and breath of fresh air, coach, to hear that. And like you said, once you get to that level and you have talent, you can't rely on that. You have to rely on instinct and muscle
yeah,
memory and just doing the right things, the right habits. I remember hearing things like Kobe in his interviews, the first one to the workout room, the last one to leave. That's kind of
yeah,
what you're talking about, because now everyone's at a level playing field. When you're all in the pro leagues like that, everyone's kind of on that same 1A field. Now you got to separate yourself. Every rung of the ladder that you go up, it's almost like you have to start over. And what you're saying is you have to use that skill
yeah.
mix with hard work and just get it done, right, Dan? Yeah.
And
Yeah, and like I say, I grew up playing soccer as well, coach, and a lot of people don't realize that it's not like the other sports. That's why it's the beautiful game. Is you don't have the timeouts where you can re-strategize. Your preparation is everything. And like
Hmm.
you said, coach, with the grind, you're not going to get that preparation top notch unless you're willing to grind and do those little things right to where you're in environments like that, you can come through because
Wow,
you know what the coaches have told you at practice. So it's a
love
great
it.
and
thing to hear.
here's the last thing I'll add to that is two important things. Within the league, we got rid of the draft, right? For example. So now, instead of having the ability to give opportunities to like five or six younger players, now you might be just one player.
Hmm.
So you have one opportunity, right? You have to make it count. And the other thing is, we are in an environment in the professional level where we depend on results. And a little bit of how do I say it? Honesty would
Yeah.
be me saying, I don't have time to wait for you to understand what we need or what you need to be able to be successful in the environment. So when we select players, when we scout players, the mentality piece, the grind piece come in hand, because it is one player, not seven, and we don't have time.
So you got to be
Yeah.
ready to go.
Wow.
You got to be coming into it expecting the role, man. That's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
man, coach, like I said, I've watched every game, every season. I'm hooked, man. And just getting a chance to be even closer in connection with you makes me even
Yeah.
that much more of a fan. Obviously, I'll be watching every game you play. I can't wait to see you guys just smoke everybody in the playoffs. It's going to be great. I just know it's going to happen. Man, I would say once you come on the show, please let this be the first of many. Don't let this be the last time we
Yeah.
connect. Love to have you back on in the future. Maybe after we call it when you win the championship, we'll just go and say it, have you back
Yeah.
on. Little celebration. Okay. Let's just call it. So thank you, coach. Again, yeah, I know your time is precious. You're probably tired, still jet lagged. So it's an honor that you took the time to do this
Yeah.
for us.
Absolutely.
We won't keep it too much longer, but we appreciate you and congrats on your success so far and good luck on the rest of the season. Let's make
Yep.
sure we do this again sometime. Okay. So
No problem. Thank you guys. Much
much
success,
love,
and
sir.
thanks for doing what you do.
Thank you,
Oh,
coach. Much
thank
love.
you,
Have a great day,
coach.
man.
Good
Take
luck.
care. Thank you,
Good
Have
luck,
sir.
a good
coach.
one.
Dan, I'm telling you, man, I love that guy. Like he approaches the game so pragmatically. So
Yeah.
it's just you got to get it done, you know. What'd you think of that guy?
I love it. I love talking to coaches like that understand that even though that you're at the top level, you still, you treat your players with respect, and then they'll return that to you by being prepared for you.
Mm,
And they've built something there that is obviously starting to pay dividends for them. I mean, they're top of the heap now, and they're still going. And by how he says, they're still grinding. That's a great word to use on any sport, or I guess anything in life. Is you got to keep and love the grind. So I love the
wow.
message anytime coaches bring that on, even at that professional level.
That was awesome, man. And we've been doing this a long time, Dan. I don't get very nervous very often. I was nervous
Yeah.
tonight because I'm a giddy, man. I'm a fan. Like he's such a star in his own right and surrounded by talent. I mean, got Ellie Wills on the team, Coach Blacko in his own right. There's so much in what he's saying. All these great minds, man. I'm just sitting over here just milking it in, saying makes me want to go put my cleats on. My Tuesday night league.
Yeah.
I think
Step right
I'm
back
gonna
on the
be better
pitch.
just because of that. So Man, I love the guy. So that was an honor that we got time to do that with Coach Rodriguez. I appreciate you so much,
Yeah,
Coach.
absolutely.
That was a great one. That's season 5. We're getting rolling. Many, many more to come.
Yeah.
So we won't spoil it, but we got a lot more good stuff to come. So on behalf of Dane and Josh, as always, don't forget that we love you. And Dane.
Thank you for listening.